Welcome back. My next guests tonight are Grammy Award-winning musicians who have written, sung, and produced some of my favorite songs of all time. Please welcome to The Late Show, Elvis Costello and T Bone and Burnett. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
I don't get to have this conversation every day. Elvis.
Killer band, by the way.
They're a beautiful band, aren't they?
Hey! India played at Newport Jazz with us this year.
Oh, yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Elvis, we've known each other for a few years. T Bone, we've spoken before, but how long have you guys known each other?
You know, Stephen, I ran away with the circus when I was very, very young. And after I'd tamed all of the lions and charmed all of the performing poodles, I found myself at a loss, a stranger to myself. And I realized the thing I needed in life was a brother. And I found my brother, T Bone Burnett.
What year was that?
1984.
Okay, you're celebrating 40 years?
Yeah, 40 years.
40 years of
40
collaboration.
years.
Now, did it start off as a friendship or did it start off as a creative collaboration?
It started out on stage.
Yeah, we met on stage at a sound check in like Cleveland or somewhere.
Yeah, Akron maybe.
Yeah, Akron, yeah. And it developed, yeah, and it was a creative friendship. Yeah.
Well, what's the secret to wanting to work with someone over and over again? Because, you know, bands break up, but you guys have been producing together for 40 years now.
We never have to see each other.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You just exchange files?
Yeah. No, you know, bands are together all the time. We meet when it's important. You know?
The secret to our success is no money.
No money? Oh, that's good. So there's no pressure.
All sales.
The T-Bone, you've worked with so many greats. Dylan, Willie Nelson, Roy Orbison. What is special about working with this gentleman over here?
You know, I don't know a single person that knows more about American music than Elvis, for real. And
He's not even an American.
I know, well, you know, this has happened.
That doesn't seem right.
This has happened a couple of times. Rock and roll lasted from like 1957 and 1959. By 59, Elvis was in the Army, Chuck Berry was in jail, Jerry Lee Lewis was disgraced, Buddy Holly had been killed in a plane wreck. The whole thing had disappeared. And then 5 years later, the Beatles came along and gave us back our music. And when I met...
In this very theater?
Yeah, in this
That's
theater.
right, yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
And when I met Elvis, I saw him playing in Boston with the Attractions, and it reminded me of Jerry Lee Lewis, whom I had worked with quite a bit. And then I saw him play it in a honky-tonk in Dallas, Texas with Delbert McClinton, and he played Don't Lie to Me, which is an old hokum song from Tampa Red from the 20s. And I thought, oh, this isn't just a punk rocker. You know, this cat's got some depth. And the more we talked after meeting on stage, the more I realized how deep he had gone into American music. And I want to say this. If you want to know what's good about the United States, listen to our music. Because in our music, all of the promise of the United States is realized. Because people from all nationalities, all countries, all languages, all religions, ethnicities have all gotten together and listened to each other and created harmony. And that's the promise of the melting pot. That's the promise of the United States.
I want to get to, like, you know, King of America and other realms. This is a new six-disc box set that traces your creative partnership. 97 tracks, including a remaster of King of America. Tell me about some of the recordings that you added to this, Elvis, stuff that wasn't in here before.
One of the things I found was a demo tape from 40 years ago that I had clearly put in a drawer, forgotten about. I didn't have the notebooks, different drafts of the songs with different lyrics in some cases.
Really?
So a part of it is learning from the strength of all the music that I really love, much of it from America. Where, you know, we've talked about this before, that the way we heard music in England was like intermittent signals from far away, like it could be from a distant satellite, it was from Memphis or it was from New Orleans. And those things, we sometimes decoded them in unusual ways. I started to write songs that were very plain spoken for me. I tended, I feel now I can say some of those earlier songs were good, and then some of them became a little pleased with themselves. So when I met T Bone, we talked about the songs by Hank Williams that really put it on the line. You Win Again, or something like that.
Before we came up here today, we were in the rewrite room, and after we finished rewrite, I had a few minutes before I came up here to the show, and I like to DJ, play a little music for everybody in the rewrite room. I played 2 demos of yours. I played Jump Up, and I played Cheap Reward, which are both simple.
Yes.
And you can hear the influence. It's got an old style, both of those songs.
Almost like I was listening to kind of things from ragtime and New Orleans music that I learned from listening to people like John Prine or Randy Newman. And we shared a love of... the very first thing that we did was play music together on stage, but not our own music. We played songs by a little-known duo from England called Lennon and McCartney, and we played
I hear good things.
Songs by Bobby Charles and songs by Harlan Howard, and these are great American songwriters that I learned from.
Well, I want to ask you both about a duo that's on this box set here that surprised me. There are 2 tracks on the box set by somebody called the Coward Brothers. Who are they, and how did their recordings end up on your box set?
We were going for 100 tracks with this one. We could only find, 95. And when the record came out, these charlatans had got their record onto our record.
The Coward Brothers did this without your permission.
The Coward Brothers did it without our knowledge. I'm actually, frankly, Stephen, a little disappointed that you even brought it up.
Well, I was shocked, too, because I know that you have a connection to the Coward Brothers on some level, because I know that, Elvis, you wrote an Audible series called The True Story of the Coward Brothers, and T Bone, you've just produced an album called The Coward Brothers, and I have it right here, so I think you're protesting too much a little bit. And I want to point out that I'm not the first one to mention that the Coward Brothers look a lot like the two of you.
There's a similarity, there is.
That's
definitely
what
is.
they've been telling people.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Are they like single white femaling you guys by trying to take your place?
They started out by suing Elvis because they had apparently a single in New Brighton in 1960-something called Pump It Down.
And they think you stole Pump It Up from them?
Yep. They claim to have written a lot of famous songs. The song Money, That's What I Want?
Yeah.
They have a song called Lot of Money. And their argument is like, well, a lot of money is obviously more important than money.
Right.
That's clear. And so they have gone around making these claims, none of which have ever been tested in court, just in a cartoon likeness on the front of a record sleeve.
My understanding is, if this is true, we're about to get a performance from the Coward Brothers in the next act of the show.
What?
Do you guys know anything about this? What?
No, I'm sorry.
No? Elvis.
I won't stand here and be insulted by that. I'm leaving. That's it. No,
Elvis.
Come on, brother.
Elvis, T-Bone.
I think he's reached the end of his tether.
No, I've reached the end of my tether.
Elvis, T-Bone.
I'm sorry.
Go.
I'll try to stop it.
Go. Please stick around for a performance by the Coward Brothers. I don't know where they're going. Elvis, T-Bone.